Are you tired of feeling like life is happening to you instead of for you? And perhaps it's pulling you down and making you feel like you can't achieve what you want to achieve. Well, I'm James Eardley, and I believe I transform my life by embracing personal responsibility. And in today's video, I want to teach you how you can do the same for your life and achieve any goals that you've got. So if you're new to the channel, my name is James Eardley. I've generated 7 figures in revenue with my e-commerce business over the last few years. I teach people how to do the same, and with these videos, I want to inspire you to achieve any goal that you have in mind. So with that said, let me just close this window so we can get serious about this topic, because I think it's one that we all need to pay attention to if we really want to achieve something brilliant in life. Let me put you up here as well so I can really get into this topic, because so many people don't want to take on responsibility for their own lives. And it's not the easy thing to do. I think sometimes it's easier to actually allow somebody else to have responsibility over your life, because it gives you an easy way out if you're not in the position you want to be in. It's easy to look at some other external point of view that's the reason why you're not achieving your success, because that feels nicer than having to take it on the chin. Now, let's define what do I mean by responsibility and personal responsibility. So, to be responsible and to have personal responsibility, it means that the only person that you turn to look at the situation that you're in life is yourself. Whether you're in a fantastic position, you can look at yourself to say that you got there and that you take personal responsibility. But also, if you're in a position that you don't want to be in right now, you still look at that position and you still look at just one thing, which is yourself, as the reason why you're in that position. Now, the reason this is so powerful is because it means that wherever you put blame, you also give power. So if you're blaming something else as to why you're not achieving something, you're also giving all of the power to that thing as well. And you won't achieve anything until that thing changes. So an example in my life. So I'm 26 now, but when I was not too distant past, going back into when I was in school, I was doing completely average in my school grades. And in fact, I was behind the targets that had been set for me earlier on in the school years. And what I was doing, and I was amazing at doing this, was giving external reasons as to why I wasn't achieving what I should have been achieving. It was because I was not being taught by the best teachers, or it was because there was a disruptive classroom and I was in there with friends and I was going to be disruptive with them. And there was something external from me. There was a reason why I wasn't achieving what I knew I could achieve. Every time you do that, that means that, okay, if it's the teacher's fault that you're not achieving the success, then there's nothing you can do about that to get better and to achieve the results that you want to achieve. You're basically saying that for you to achieve the results that you want to achieve, your teachers need to change or your teachers need to improve, but you have no control over that. So personal responsibility means what I should have done in that situation was decide that if I'm going to get the results that I should be achieving, it's only me that can do that, and therefore all of that power goes into my hands to say to myself that if I change the way that I act and I change the actions that I take, then I can affect the results that I achieve, and so that I have all the power instead of all the external circumstances that I was blaming. So that's what personal responsibility is, and a quick story as to why I believe it's so crucial and critical to life. So how do we actually go ahead and improve the personal responsibility that we have in our lives? Well, I think first of all, it comes down to reflection. You have to get aware of how your brain pattern works right now. And you just have to start thinking about the thoughts that you're having and being self-conscious of what's going on in your mind. So think about the last time that you felt upset about a certain situation in life. Were you blaming something external from you as to the reason why that's the case? So, for example, an easy one for me to blame is, okay, maybe I look at my body and I look at my physical health and I think I'm not in the position that I'd like to be. I'm not as big, I'm not as muscly, not as strong as perhaps I would like to be in my own head and as my goals. And so you can look at yourself, and perhaps you've got a similar one to me, and it's easy for me to blame external circumstances. It's easy for me to say, well, to be honest, sometimes I just want to chill out and watch the Euros that's on at the moment, watch the football and eat some food and not go to the gym at the time while the football's on. And it's, how can I possibly be going to the gym? How can I be working out? How can I be not eating crisps or something while I'm watching the football? because the football's on? And how can I not be going to the local venue to watch the matches and having a few pints because I want to go and watch the football and have a good time with friends? And the way I'm speaking about that is I'm externally blaming other situations, other circumstances as the reason why I can't possibly get in shape. And think about, have you ever had thoughts like that? Have you ever had thoughts where you think, oh, do you know what? It's because my husband or wife, they like to sit down and have ice cream in the evening and then I can't possibly stay healthy. And it's because they always like to go out for meals and things like that. And they're always taking me to fast food restaurants. Are you thinking like that? Are you putting external circumstances behind physical health and also perhaps the job that you're in, or perhaps it's a business that you're not running? Are you putting external circumstances behind that as well as to why you're not in a certain position? Well, become more conscious of the thoughts that you're having and where you're putting that blame, because you give all of the power to wherever you put that blame. So if I start blaming the Euros, if I start blaming going out with friends and not being able to stay in shape because of those things, then that means that I have no control. The Euros isn't going to stop to help me get into shape. It means I've got no control over my own situation. So to battle that, you have to switch it on its head and look at the only thing that you can control, which is yourself and your own actions and your own thoughts. So for me to have a positive thought pattern around my own physical health, I need to change it and start to realize that the only reason why I'm not potentially in the shape that I want to be in is because of me. And it's because I choose certain actions that I take. And therefore it gives me the power, because then I know if I want to get into shape, it's only down to me and I can do that. And it's so empowering to know that it is down to you if you take personal responsibility for the position that you're in today. So the way that you can start to implement personal responsibility in your life today, first of all, is to become conscious of when you're giving power away to external circumstances. And secondly, is to start setting goals and clear goals for you to achieve. If you haven't got a clear goal in mind for you to achieve this month, then there's no way you'll ever achieve it if you don't know exactly what it is you're going for. So start to set goals and start to take control of those goals. For example, perhaps you want to start a business. It's a good one for me to talk about on my channel. Say you want to start an e-commerce business, and in a month's time, 4 weeks' time, you want to have built your store around a certain niche and signed your first supplier in 4 weeks. So it's definitely possible, but you'll need to work hard to do that within 4 weeks to build a store, find a niche, and sign a profitable, successful, high-level supplier. In that time, it will take some time and it will take some work to get there, but absolutely possible, even if you've got a 9-to-5 job at the same time as well. So the way that you implement personal responsibility is that you take complete control of your circumstances over the next 4 weeks. So you give yourself the power to achieve that goal. So you say to yourself, before you achieve this goal, before you set out to achieve it, you say to yourself, the only reason why this goal won't be achieved is down to me. And the only reason this goal will be achieved is also down to me. And give yourself all of that power to achieve that goal. If you start to allow possible other circumstances as a reason why you can't achieve that goal, then immediately you've given up, you've given away all the power, and there's no way you'll achieve that goal because you can't control whether you can achieve it or not. So for example, you want to start a business, but you say, to be honest, I'm going to see if I can do that over the next 4 weeks. But if life gets busy, if work makes me work overtime, then I can't achieve those goals. And as soon as you do that, out of your control, there's no way you'll achieve that goals. Instead, even in those circumstances, when you work overtime and life gets busy with whatever's going on in your life at the time, you'll know that you're still going to make that hour or 2 hours a day for your business, regardless of what's going on. If that means you have to wake up earlier, you have to wake up earlier. If it means you have to go to bed later, it means you have to go to bed later. It means that there's a non-negotiable that you'll achieve your result, and it all comes down to you to achieve it. And you throw out all of the excuses, all of the blame, and it all comes down to you to achieve any goal that you have. Then while you're going through these goals, you constantly assess how you're getting on, if you're on track to achieve your goals, and you're constantly celebrating the small victories along the way, because that will build momentum, it will make it enjoyable for you, and you get a deserved pat on the back when you do take the actions and you do start to align with personal responsibility, because you'll see what a positive impact it makes on your life. So celebrate it as you go through and achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So that's that for today's video. I hope you can see now how you can take control of your life with personal responsibility and flip it so that instead of seeing life happening to you, it can actually happen for you when you take on complete personal responsibility. So if you like this video, and if you feel inspired now to achieve goals and take personal responsibility, then drop the video a like and comment to tell me how you plan to implement personal responsibility in your life. I'll look at and read and reply to as many comments as I can. Also, subscribe if you like this type of video. And if you want to get around a community of people that have like-minded beliefs and they have the same vision as you to have freedom in their life and to leave a 9-to-5 job, then I recommend the first link in the description. Don't worry, it's not a paid course or anything like that. It's a completely free community that I'm building because I want to be able to get around more people that are similar to me, that want to achieve goals, want to work hard towards the goals they have, and want to take personal responsibility, because ultimately you'll achieve so much more when you do. So go ahead, click that link, ignore it if you don't think it's for you. If you don't want to join a community, that's absolutely fine. I just hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.